Welcome back. Barbados recently announced that a referendum will be held to determine whether to legally recognize same-sex marriage. Here in St. Lucia, the director of the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality, Kenita Placid, reflects on the move by Barbados and whether it augurs well for the cause of the LGBT community here in St. Lucia.
The Barbados government has signaled its intention to recognize same-sex unions. Governor-General Dame Sandra Mason, addressing the opening of a new term of the Barbados Parliament, indicated that the island has always been in the vanguard of pioneering social justice, the protection of civil rights, and the battle to ensure dignity to the poor, marginalized, vulnerable, and dispossessed. The matter will be taken to the general public by way of referendum. The Executive Director for the Eastern Caribbean Alliance of Diversity and Equality, ECADE, Kenita Placid, speaks on whether such a move could possibly influence the direction of other small island states.
Regardless of how we look at one decision with one country might imply changes in another, it has not been a direct impact. I don't see our government having the gall to move forward on any conversation, far less enact any policy. I think we are using our religious and cultural rhetoric as a means of reducing or avoiding, I say, conversations as such. And for our years here, I mean, we cannot say that we have actually had a sit down with any of our prime ministers, for example, which is something Barbados have gone above and beyond. Even as ECADE is registered in St. Lucia, but as you understand, it's a regional entity, and we have seen more engagements with other ministers in other countries than those here.
She says it is a remarkable feat that Barbados has decided to not only begin the conversation to recognize same-sex unions, but pass laws to ensure that LGBTQ people are not discriminated against. Placid says here in St. Lucia, there is still need for more sensitization.
I think there are a number of things at play, and I mean, the media has a responsibility, the government have a responsibility, we as civil society continue to have a responsibility to educate and sensitize the reality of our people. If we look at, for example, St. Lucia, when we spoke about gay men being murdered, and then someone downplayed to talk about, oh, we have an issue with crime in St. Lucia, and not recognize that actually the gay men that has been murdered here has not just been murdered, basically they have been tortured, which is different from the other murders that have taken place. But there's no recognition as to the brutality or the hate behind those murders. It has just been suggested like it is business as usual.
Placid indicated that ECADE and all other LGBTQ support organizations in St. Lucia are hoping that at least a conversation will be sparked on the matter. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
As the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank gears up for the rollout of the Caribbean Central Bank digital currency, local authorities have begun preparations on the ground to welcome this new advancement. Commerce Minister Bradley Felix says discussions have been rigorous regarding local implementation.
Definitely there's been a lot of consultation in that, and a lot of there have been quite a bit of discussion, and I think ECCB is making the decision based on what's happening in the world right now. So let's wait and see the outcome.
The Caribbean Central Bank digital currency will make its first appearance in St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis. As Suicide Awareness Month comes to an end, Hot 7 TV spoke with the founder of Mind Matters, a group that provides mental health support to youth in St. Lucia.
September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, a time to share resources and stories in an effort to shed light on this highly taboo and stigmatized topic. As the month comes to an end, calls are still being made for members of the public to be sensitized about mental health issues in order to ensure the stigma attached to it is lessened. Mind Matters is an organization which seeks to educate, motivate, and get people through their journey with any mental health issues. Founder and CEO Natani St. Omer says the group was created after she personally experienced what it felt like to battle a severe mental breakdown.
I felt that there was a need for people in St. Lucia and in the Caribbean to be more educated when it came to mental health. and for there to be a bigger support system. It's really easy for people to categorize people with mental illness as crazy or incapable of performing or just helpless. And I want to break the stigma of that, and I want people to be able to support one another because they know better. So it was a personal thing for me, but it was also me acknowledging from observation of my peers and from people all over, even through social media, that there's a need for something like this. And so I decided to do that, and I'm really grateful that I did.
She says while some efforts are being made to raise awareness about mental health, a lot more needs to be done. She says her group has reached quite a few people and support and encouragement has been pouring out, particularly from youth.
We really want to break the stigma that is attached to mental illness here, and it's really hard in the Caribbean in general to get support and to be acknowledged when you are suffering with mental illness. So that's really the goal here, is to shine light on it, educate people, and create a really good support system. I've gotten a lot of volunteers as it pertains to sharing stories on our social media page on Instagram, Mind Matters SLU. We have some short testimonies on the page, and people have really been liking those. So I've been getting the support, and people are volunteering, and I have a small team of individuals from all over that are really helping me to create the content and to become a support system for each other.
St. Thomas says the goal is to be able to go out into schools and various communities in order to ensure that as many people as possible know and understand the effects of mental illnesses. She advises that people learn to become comfortable speaking out, as that is the only way to truly break the stigma. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
To say that the year 2020 has been a tough year for artists would perhaps be the understatement of the year. However, it goes without saying that the spirit of unity was born, as throughout the year, the entertainers have put their heads together to come up with different money-making initiatives to keep them afloat during the tough times. It was with this in mind that the Ultimate Soca Live event was conceptualized, giving soca artists the opportunity to earn money doing what they do best, perform. From Thursday the 24th through to the 26th of September, through landmark events and the Ultimate Soca tent, locals here and abroad were given the opportunity to enjoy the best of St. Lucia soca, whether live at Warehouse 11 in Big Bouteille or online through pay-per-view. The event featured performances from the likes of Ricky T, Cripple Dipple, Freezy, Ezra the Fun Machine, Sidale and Ambi, to name a few. Although the turnout was not what was hoped for, the event coordinators and artists alike expressed gratitude for the opportunity.
We are here at Warehouse 11 with Soup.
I'm Soup.
And Mike.
AKA Sexy Mike.
Mike is from Soca Ultimate Tent. And what we're trying to do is get from them their feelings about how tonight went. This is the third night of our experiment here at Warehouse 11. And we want to know how you're feeling right now about what happened tonight.
Well, tonight we got a better turnout, a much better turnout, especially on the pay-per-view. And we're just trying to make sure we have the platform for the soca artists, because 2020 was rough for a lot of people. So we just want to make sure that the artists have a platform for them to perform on.
Okay, and now we go to Mike. Mike has been really the brainchild behind this whole experiment, and I think he should be feeling really good right now because it's been an amazing night here at Warehouse 11. So Mike, tell us how you feel about tonight.
Tonight I felt like we went out with a bang. The artists put on a great show each of the nights. Everybody came out, performed the guts out, and that's what we're looking, that's what we're trying to build. In St. Lucia, we have the talent, we have the platforms, and we'll just continue going from here.
So what's next for Ultimate Soca Tent?
Now we're going to continue molding the artists, make sure that we can hit every platform like we did for this weekend, and the sky's the limit from now on.
We love you, Michael and Soup. We love you all. Soca the Ultimate Tent. Aye, aye, aye.
And what do you want to say to the artists who have been here with us for the last 3 days?
Thank you to everyone who was there. Thank you to everyone who was not there but still participated in some way in promoting, who came out to support it, everything. Big up Cripple. Cripple come. Big up Cripple. Cripple.
Yeah.
Cripple is not crippled. Cripple is not crippled. That's how we define him, but he's not crippled. He's able, like every other artist in there. He has heart, he has drive, and he has the confidence. He has more confidence than some of those who should have confidence. So big up Cripple every time. Cripple in the place. Cripple Dipple. Talk to the people, Cripple.
Yeah, man, your boy them crippled, you know already. Big up my everybody around me place. Big up my family, big up everybody. You know, big up the Soca Ultimate Tent. You know already. Cripple.
So this is Adrian O'Shea reporting from Warehouse 11 for this channel. We're so very pleased that you are here. We want to say thank you to everybody who has made this a tremendous success this evening. The energy is absolutely fantastic. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, what a pleasure it is to provide this space for so many artists who have not been working because of the COVID-19 situation, and to say thank you to all of them for making this an exceptional evening right here at Warehouse 11, Witwatersrand. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you, I just had the most amazing time of my life. Big shout out to Carrier Metals, big shout out to the Warehouse. Let me tell you, the Warehouse 11 is the most beautiful place I've ever seen in a long time. You know, the vibe was nice. I came out to support my fellow artists, although I didn't perform, but I believe in supporting each other, and this is why I'm here. So big shout out to the Soca Ultimates, Michael Robinson and DOS. Boom!
You know, just big kudos to the band, big kudos to all the stakeholders, all those who were involved in, you know, streaming it as well, and all the stakeholders, sponsors as well. You know, just want to say big up on behalf of myself and all the artists. Thank you so much. This was nostalgic and this was necessary because, you know, we didn't want 2020 to pass and we didn't have an event of that nature. So I'm truly thankful at this point for all that has happened.
Give thanks for looking, supporting the artists. You know, we've been putting on some hard work, hard times, you know, in the COVID. So everybody big up on yourselves.
Stay with us. Sports and weather are coming up after the break.